A new video shows a Russian transgender woman being ambushed by 5 men and beaten in a public park. We have some still frames for it, but if you guys are curious to see the video, it's available on onlyfighting.ru. And it's a really difficult video to watch because they're relentless, they're ruthless, and it's just an incredible act of violence. She was injured. And we don't know what happened to her afterward. All we can see is the video. But I mean, this is the product of state-sanctioned discrimination. When you have leaders that are in favor of being violent and hateful toward an entire group of people, others are going to think that this is a good opportunity to lash out and act out. So, you know, not to make too many comparisons between Russia and the United States, but even though Obama kind of flip-flopped on his stance on gay marriage, it was tremendously important for him to come out in support of gay marriage afterward, because that kind of helped relaunch, you know, this gay movement in the country. In Russia, you see the exact opposite. You have Vladimir Putin saying hideous, terrible things about gay people, and that allows others to justify their hatred and their violent acts against people in the LGBT community. So
now the veracity of this video it's hard to determine, of course, and it's on a website where it's about fighting. Maybe that's a natural place in Russia where they upload videos like this. But it looks realistic for whatever that's worth, and because they're really viciously beating her. I mean, they're kicking her in the head, the body, etc. They start dragging her around the park in her underwear, and finally she is able to get up and run away. And Anna nailed it. I mean, the real problem here is the body rots from the head down. And once you start this cycle of hatred, it gets more and more realistic, problematic, etc. as you go forward. It starts with athletes who are worried about their fingernails, whether it's a rainbow color or not a rainbow color, and you got to change it to red. You know, did they kiss? Did they not kiss after winning a gold medal? These things, and then there's people in the streets protesting and starting fights against gay people, and then you see a video like this. Look, it's an ugliness brooding in Russia, and it's done for political purpose, of course. You always have to find an other to attack, and you know, gays unfortunately have been convenient others throughout history, and now the leadership in Russia is doing it again. And since there's such a minority, it's so hard for them to be able to effectively marshal their forces to fight back, not physically, but politically. And so it's easier to discriminate against them, and then sometimes to commit acts of violence like this. And so it's really scary being a gay person in Russia right now. And it's just a horrible direction for the country to go in. And realistically, I mean, we're seeing gay acceptance in Europe, we're seeing it in the United States. I think that the best way to go about this is to put forth international pressure toward Russia. So the people of Russia at least start to reconsider their stance on the gay community. I mean, look, it's going to be a really difficult thing to do because it seems like, you know, hatred for gays just keeps increasing in the country, and you know, they have leaders right now that don't care. But I feel like this weird, I don't know, like I'm torn about Russia, because on one hand, the fact that they granted Edward Snowden asylum makes me love the country, and then all of this anti-gay, you know, crap that's going on makes me hate them. So, and not the Russian people, but I'm specifically talking about the Russian government. So I think international pressure would help a little bit in this situation. Look, in South Africa, what got apartheid to change wasn't that white people woke up one day and they're like, you know what, I think we've been really acting fairly unjustly towards blacks in South Africa. Perhaps we should share our power with them. No, what happened was an international boycott, and especially when it affected their sports, and their beloved rugby team couldn't play in international competition, it made a giant difference. But more importantly, of course, business interests. When business interests and people who were making a lot of money got hurt, they were like, whoa, okay, now it's time to change. So should we consider similar things for Russia? Absolutely. If we're willing to do it to protect black people in South Africa, why not to protect gay people in Russia? And I'm not conflicted by their government at all. Look, Putin is not giving Snowden asylum out of the goodness of his heart or because he believes in human rights. He's doing it to poke us in the eye. Okay, we deserve the poke in the eye, right? But it doesn't make Putin a good guy. Putin is doing this for his own interests. And in fact, it also helps him if he abuses human rights abusers later, and he could say, well, look, I mean, what do you mean? I protect human rights guys. I protect whistleblowers like Edward Snowden. So I give Putin very little credit for that. And now finally, look, it starts with picking one group to target, and then it grows. So if you're in Russia now and you think, well, it's okay, I'm not gay, so it's okay that they're beating up transgender people in the streets. Who's next?